Deadpool and Wolverine is finally hitting theaters this weekend, and I gotta tell you guys, it wasn't good. It was maximum effort levels of great. I thoroughly enjoyed Deadpool and Wolverine for so many reasons, but I'm sure a good amount of you are wondering, is it the best Deadpool movie that has come? Well, I'll get to that later in the video, because first you'll hear me gush about how great Deadpool and Wolverine really is. What's going on, Marvel fans? Welcome back to Geekly Goods. My name's Leo Rydell, and here we talk the latest in Marvel, DC, movies, TV. Y'all, any corner of the Geekverse we can hit, we're hitting it here on the channel. So hit that big red subscribe button down below if you're new, and y'all, it is time to dive into the review of Deadpool and Wolverine. And let's start with what everybody's wondering about, the cameos. Well, I'm not gonna quite spoil, but let's talk about the cameos in Deadpool and Wolverine. There are numerous cameos in the movie, and one was included in the final trailer with slight spoiler warning. I'm just gonna give you a slight cameo that appeared in the last trailer. We know that X-23 was recently revealed in a trailer, and it had me scratching my head wondering why they'd include that in a trailer. Well, let's just say there are more where that came from. That was just the beginning. We get appearances from Marvel characters that we haven't seen in a long time. I'm talking pre-MCU here. But my favorite aspect about these cameos is they actually play well into the story. They help elevate the main characters, and this is a much better use of cameos than Wanda clipping a ton of them in Multiverse of Madness. I mean, I knew Raimi just threw that in there basically as a joke, but they are so much better used here. I mean, seriously, I squealed at one of them. Watch it and you'll find out which one. So if you're on Twitter, be sure to mute so you don't see a spoil, because it was a pleasure to catch these cameos without knowing them. Now let's touch on the stars of the show, Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds. You can tell these two are real-life best buds because that chemistry plays off so well on screen. These two morph from strangers to bickering husbands to a bromance so strong the entire multiverse can feel it. Hugh and Ryan's quips and jabs at each other back and forth are exactly what you'd expect and want out of a Deadpool and Wolverine team-up film. They do an excellent job of mimicking the relationship of the characters in the comics and making it feel like Wade and Logan bickering back and forth like superhero dads everybody always wanted. And not only do they bicker well, but they both shine together in moments of vulnerability. It seems like the two have been friends for a while with their energy on screen together, and I have no doubt Marvel is working on a way to bring them back in a regular or semi-regular capacity. The remainder of the cast is a knockout as well. Daphne Keane has such great screen presence. She really brings that camera with her wherever she goes. X-23 is excellent in this. She did great as Jackie in The Acolyte. She is an up-and-comer that we really got to look out for. Along with her, the returning Deadpool cast is fun per usual. Also, Emma Corrin had great screen time as Cassandra Nova, though I think she could have used a little bit more, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But the story in Deadpool and Wolverine is very heartfelt. While somewhat all over the place, it works in favor with Deadpool and made it feel even more comic booky, very similar to No Way Home. The exposition, in my opinion, was brief and understandable, and it's also fun to see how Deadpool will make fun of himself. Like, what way is he gonna come up with this time? What joke is he gonna have in the back pocket? So quippy and so funny. There's also this great arc of progression of Deadpool throughout the movies. All three movies focus on different themes in a grown man's life. The first Deadpool focuses on romance. The second Deadpool focuses on fatherhood and found family. And Deadpool and Wolverine focuses on purpose and friendship. And I think this thematic change and shift throughout the movies just makes Deadpool more and more mature as a character and as the movies progress. Such a great arc. This movie is a hard R, by the way. Every battle is soaked in bloodshed, cuss words, vulgar language, and so much more. So maybe some of y'all are okay with that with the kids, but I don't know if I'd suggest this for children. And those action scenes are absolute dynamite, with some incredible fight choreography and a long take battle that's going to live rent-free in my head for a while. Another thing that's going to live rent-free in my head as well is the needle drops in this film, man. Like a Prayer is going to be stuck in my head non-stop for the next couple weeks. I already know it. Sean Levy's direction is well suited for Deadpool. Pulling all these elements together and making a cohesive film, I feel like his style really played into the movie very well. There's a lot of stylish, fun action scenes that you can just feel are very Sean Levy, but they work here so well with the more mature tone and setting. Very well done. I'd love to see him direct another MCU film. Honestly, guys, I wouldn't mind him being the Avengers director. I wouldn't mind that either. Even though the Russo brothers are who are currently in the talks, I wouldn't have minded them choosing him. Like I said earlier, Deadpool and Wolverine has so much heart, but not only that, it also has many implications for what will happen in the MCU in the future. I won't spoil too much, but Feige wasn't lying when he said in terms of changing the MCU, if Infinity War and Endgame were a 9 and a 10, Deadpool and Wolverine being an 8 does make sense, especially for what they're setting up next. And we're going to see that unfold heavily as the multiverse saga continues. So what are some things that didn't quite work well for me when it came to Deadpool and Wolverine? Well, like Deadpool 2, I think some of the humor overstays its welcome a little. There are some jokes and gags that just kind of go on a little too long. Though that is very characteristic for Deadpool, I just think it goes on a little long and a little lengthy in some scenes. But for the most part, 90% of the time, I was laughing my ass off. Also, Cassandra Nova, unfortunately, I just wanted more time with her. I wanted more time for that character to be in the oven, more time for those motives and backstories to really cook, because we get them through exposition, but we don't necessarily see too much. We also get them really quickly, like you could tell they're kind of moving fast. That pacing doesn't stop all the time. So I would have loved some more time with Cassandra Nova to just break down her motives and backstory. And I mean, we know as comic book readers that is Professor X's sister, but I wanted a little bit more conversation about that. And sometimes the story could get a little messy. Totally understand if that would be a big gripe for them, but for me, it works for a Deadpool movie, and it really helped usher things along from one thing to the next. I was loving the pacing of the film. It was very quick, kept running, kept going. Really enjoyed it a lot, you guys. I had a good time with Deadpool and Wolverine. Y'all gotta let me know though. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for Deadpool and Wolverine? Oh my gosh, and I almost forgot. Is this the best Deadpool movie? Well, for me, after a night worth of thinking, honestly, yes, I 100% think this is the best Deadpool and Wolverine, or Deadpool movie, and the reason why I say that is because I feel like this is Deadpool at his most Deadpool. I feel like he got to be more comic booky. We got to see him interact with other characters. We got to see more cameos. So much good fourth wall breaking, by the way. That's something I didn't bring up. The fourth wall breaks are incredible. The comedy just rolls off the tongue. It's hilarious. Really, really, really well done. And honestly, I just feel like from Deadpool 1 to now, this is what we've been building up to, and it paid off, you guys. Y'all gotta let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and hey, if you're new to the channel, hit that big red subscribe button down below for your boy Leo Rydell, and y'all, we'll see you next time on Geekly Goods.
Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go. Yeah!